Hi, Amy with AJ's Vintage Designs here on the Dixie Belle YouTube channel. Wanted to show you how to take care of your Dixie Belle brushes, your new synthetic brushes. So these are a fabulous investment. These brushes put on such a smooth coat, they hold a lot of paint, but now I want to show you how to take care of them. And these are some of my tips and tricks. Okay, so I am doing this in my laundry room. This is where I take care of my brushes. Okay, first of all, I'll show you these tricks later. First of all, I just keep, this is a bar of soap. You can see it's well used. I keep a bar of soap inside of a cup. This way I can swirl it around and clean my brush. Okay, but first of all, I'm gonna wanna rinse out my brush. I use warm water, not hot. Swirl it around. You can see how much paint these paintbrushes hold. How much is still in there. Swirl around. Okay, now I know there's still paint in there. It looks pretty clean, but there's gonna be more paint in there. So what I do now is with my wet brush and my little soap that I put inside of a dish, I just use any type of soap that doesn't have like lotions and all those extra fragrances. This is just black charcoal soap. This is actually called, it's from a brand called Yes, and it's just their simple charcoal soap. You can use Ivory, you can use any soap that's a mild soap. Okay, so in there, I've already made a groove from doing it so many times. I swirl my paintbrush inside the bar of soap. So now, it's got soap on it. Take it in my hand, and I'm gonna swirl it around. That's getting that soap up into the bristles, loosening any paint that might still be up there. Okay, and I'm gonna rinse it. Okay. It looks like I got all the soap out of there. The next I'm going to do is I put the brush facing up, and you can see, see that water? There's paint that is accumulated up into the brush, and you can see, here, I'll do it again. You can see the color of white coming out, because that's the last color I used. It was actually driftwood. So when you're doing that, once you see that it's rinsing clean, that there's no more paint coming out from the top of the brush here, I'm gonna rinse again. Okay. Then, these polyester nylon brushes work great when you keep them damp. So here's the trick, because I want to keep my brush in good condition. So I've kind of just shaped it. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I keep a bucket inside of my sink. Now this bucket, you can see, is full of Dixie Belle brushes. This bucket has magnets. Let me show you. Strong magnets. There's just one Klingon in there. Okay. You can get these buckets at any hardware store or any craft store, and they last a long time. I've been using this one for almost a year, and it hasn't rusted through. This bucket, I just got it at my local hardware store. It's called Barron's High Grade Steel. You can get these at, it doesn't matter what brand you get. You can get these at your craft stores, you can get it at your hardware stores, but it's just a metal bucket, steel bucket. And then I get these big, heavy duty magnets. They come in like sets of like, I think 5 or 6 in a set. So I bought a couple sets, and they are strong. And I put those inside of a bucket. Then, okay, and you can see this is well loved. I use this all the time. Then you suspend your Dixie Belle brushes. This is their mini. See, that sticks right to the magnet. And this is their flat small. This is their flat large, and this is my favorite, their oval medium, another oval medium, and then I don't know where my other one went, but and then I just got some other random brushes. So you you accumulate them, they hook onto the magnet, and look at how strong it is. Okay, so to keep your nylon bristles in good condition, and if you're using them on a regular basis, then what I like to do is I like to keep them wet. So what I'm going to do, fill in my bucket, so just room temperature, lukewarm water, and I'm gonna show you how deep I fill it. Okay, I'm just filling it enough so that my bristles, I'm going to show you how far up. My bristle, I fill it up from, my water goes up to about where my fingers are. Just so the bottom of my bristles are setting in water. But the key is, don't let them touch the bottom of the bucket. You want them suspended. If they touch the bottom of the bucket, you're going to damage the end of your bristles. So you leave them suspended. And just so that the tips, a little bit of the tips are suspended in water, that keeps them nice and moist. And that's how I store my brushes. Now I use my brushes almost on a daily basis, if not every other day. So this is the way to keep them in good condition. Okay, well, your natural bristle brushes and the ones that you don't need to suspend in water. Okay, like for this natural bristle brush, I don't use a lot of natural bristle brushes. I love these brushes here. These are my go-tos, my polyester ones from Dixie Belle. But if you have a natural bristle brush, then after you wash it, instead of suspending it in water, you have another bucket with magnets, and you set your brush in there and let it dry. That way the water is going down away from your casing here. The water is getting pulled down, and your brush tips are not setting on the bottom of the on the bottom of a bucket someplace, because that will damage the end of your tips. So let it dry, suspended in a bucket with no water. So that is how I take care of my brushes. Then, since we do take care of our brushes, I mean, as you can see, this is just a few of my brushes. I have a collection out in the garage too. But I keep this bucket, in my sink. Okay, and then to keep your sink clean, as you can see, my sink is in pretty good condition. I mean, I've got the butcher block countertop around it, and my sink is in great condition. What I do is, before I start washing brushes, I do put Dawn dishwashing liquid down my drain, and then after I do my brushes, I do that as well. That just, you know, keeps the soap going down with the paint as it goes down your drain. Except for Slick Stick. Slick Stick, I use lots of soap when it comes to Slick Stick, because it's meant to stick to any surface. Now when it comes to cleaning your sink, I always have one of these Scotch-Brite pads and an SOS you know, these steel wool pads that have the soap in them, and this is perfect. This will pull up any paint. Now I'll only do this maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, so my sink will get pretty bad, and these little SOS pads and your Scotch-Brite pads will get that paint right up, so you know your sink will stay in good condition. So this is how I keep my brushes. My polyester, my Dixie Belle brushes, the new polyester nylon brushes, I keep suspended in water in a bucket. My natural bristle brushes are kept in a dry bucket with magnets. And then after my brushes are completely dry, as far as my natural bristle brushes, I just keep them in cups so that they're easy to access. And I also keep an old towel nearby because when I get ready to use my brushes, like I'm going to be here in just a minute, I take my brush out of the water, shake it off, and that is too wet to start painting with. You don't want that much water on your paintbrush when you start painting. So then I have an old towel here. My brush is clean. I just will get the excess water. I don't want it dripping when I start painting. So I will just rub off the excess water, and now I'm good to go. And I'll head out and I'll start painting with it. Okay, so that's just how I take care of my brushes. I hope this helped you out. Now, Dixie Belle has all these beautiful new brushes. These things are amazing. I use them all the time, and so far I haven't seen a brush that beats it. So, you know, they're an investment. They're something that you want to take care of, but these are the best brushes around. So if you haven't tried the Dixie Belle new polyester nylon brushes, you need to. And this one is my favorite. This is the oval medium. It's my favorite. Okay, so we'll check out Dixie Belle on their website and check out all their brushes. They have a great selection, along with their paints and all the rest of the products they have for your next painting project. This is Amy with AJ's Vintage Designs and Fashion Toppings here for Dixie Belle. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified every time a new video comes up. Until next time, I hope you have a great day.